psychedelics are a tool, not necessarily for everyone. How could we best use psychedelics for spiritual awakening in light of the coming challenges that we may face?
Well, I hope we use them for more than spiritual awakening. I think, for example, the whole movement in the psychedelic renaissance towards healing is really important, because I think when I look at human beings, I don't simply see a human being. I tend to see souls. And so when I look at children, I don't see young beings. They could be very, very old beings in a young body. And when I see old beings, I don't necessarily see, old people. I don't see old beings. It could be a very young soul in an old body. And so I tend to look at the qualities of soul that are present in an incarnation. And my sense is at this particular time in history, people are incarnating with lots of former lives active in their current life. And they're incarnating with lots of unfinished business at the soul level alive in their life. There's a sense, and that means that healing is a very important contribution, not only to their individual well-being, but to our collective well-being. So my sense is that we are incarnating generations of pain and suffering in this generation, in these generations, and that by clearing this pain and suffering, we are clearing out the whole system of all the garbage of our left over from our egoic consciousness through thousands of years of incarnations, and we're opening up and creating space for this deeper infusion of cosmic consciousness to enter into our lives. So psychedelics can be a significant part of this healing. So that's the one. Second, if healing is allowed to deepen, then it becomes a tool of initiation into the intelligence of the universe, the intelligence that lies at the very core of our being. And psychedelics can help us experience, even if only temporarily, the truth of our divine nature and the truth of our inclusive nature, so that it really is like we are all leaves on a tree, and every leaf truly is part of my being. And only at the surface level does it look like we're separate leaves, but as a tree, we experience that we are all implicated in each other's lives. And so naturally compassion arises, fairness, justice arises out of that. So psychedelics can help us deepen and accelerate this process. A whole separate issue is the balancing of psychedelics with spiritual practice, which is non-psychedelic. That's a whole separate issue. I don't think psychedelics by themselves is necessarily a very wise way to proceed. You need the support and grounding and insights that have been kept alive in our spiritual traditions, our meditative traditions, and contemplative traditions, that I think these two work hand in hand well with each other. So I think those are maybe the most important. One is the accelerating of healing and the deepening of our insight into our true nature and into the nature of the universe. And then if we want to push farther, cosmological exploration just takes that one step farther into a conscious opening to layers of reality that lie beyond simply our physical senses. And I think you don't have to push it as far as I did to do a little bit of cosmological exploration, which can be very healthy and very supportive. I think I just pushed it so far, so hard. It becomes a life-defining project, and there's no need for it to become a life-defining project for many people. But I think psychedelics have multiple layers of benefit that they can give us at this time. They can help heal us, they can help us come to our spiritual senses, and they can help give us a sense of the deeper mystery that we're part of.
Got it. Beautiful. I'd like to bring us back to just one little point I kind of skipped over, one little thought I want to ask you about. And just coming back to the understanding of there being infinite levels that are higher and higher and higher, or by Houston Smith's law of inverse analogy, deeper and deeper and deeper.